Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you how to build a fully automated AI inbound voice agent that is going to answer your call even when you're sleeping, so you never miss a single appointment. Now let's get into it. So the voice agent we're going to be using today is VAPI. VAPI is an AI voice agent. You can build your inbound call on VAPI and also your outbound call. Now I'm going to show you step by step how to build your agent in VAPI. I'm going to show, and we're also building our automation in n8n. This automation here is to check availability, and this one here is for booking our availability. So while you're sleeping, your agent is receiving your call, answering your call, booking the appointment for you, checking availability. You don't have to do a single thing. And I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. First, if you don't have a VAPI account, go to VAPI, search for VAPI, and it's going to bring you directly to the VAPI website. So you either log in or you get started. If you have an account, you log in. If you don't have an account, you just click on get started. Then you just go straight step by step to direct you on exactly how to sign up. So I just click on this get started, but because I have an account already and it's open in my browser, that is exactly why it brought us here. So if you want the prompts we're going to be using for this, just comment in the comment section. You'll see prompts and we're going to send it to you. So first, now let's start creating our assistant. Now we are going to start by creating our assistant. We want to create a wellness assistant. So we've already built this out, but we're going to be rebuilding it step by step so you understand exactly how this is done. So now this is our prompt here. This is the prompt we're going to be using for this. If you want to create your prompt, you can actually ask any of the LLMs to create the prompt for you. You can ask ChatGPT, you can ask Cloud to create it for you. You can even ask Gemini to also create it for you. So all you just need to do is just to give it exactly what you want it to create for you. So now in this case, we're creating a wellness center. We're creating this assistant for a wellness center. So I use ChatGPT to actually build this prompt. So if you wanted to build your own prompt, you can just type exactly what you want it to do for you. And there's also something called the prompt guideline. VAPI has the prompt guideline. And if you're just starting out, let's say you just create your VAPI account, you can also go directly into VAPI. Go directly into VAPI. As soon as you sign up to your VAPI account and you click on assistant, it's going to have already an already made assistant created for you. So you can just click on this Riley here. The name is Riley on all accounts. So you click on Riley, you go to the system prompt. You can copy this entire prompt here. You can copy this entire prompt here and okay, let me go to Riley. So this is Riley here. So assuming you're building an inbound assistant like this one, because this is an inbound call here. So you can take this entire prompt and share it with ChatGPT or Cloud and tell it to use the exact prompt guideline here to build you your own prompt and tell it about your business. You can give it everything, the kind of persona you want to give it, the personality, the speech characteristics, the conversational flow. So you can just tell it, give it everything you want to give it. Just go through this. So this is what VAPI has created. For VAPI to create it means it works very well. I have used this to also create my own prompt and it works very well. So you can also take this, give it to ChatGPT to create your own prompts for you, and it's going to do that. So now let's go into creating our own prompt. So create an assistant. All you need to do is to click on the create assistant and it's going to bring you here. So then you can name your assistant. So it's always good practice to name your assistant because you can have as many assistants here, and if you don't name it, you get confused. So we're just going to name our assistant Wellness Center. So you name yours whatever you want to name it. You can name it your business. That is still very fine. So now we've named that. And so VAPI gave us model presets here. These are already configured models, the transcribers, the voice combination. You can pick here. And when you pick that, you can also still customize it. They're all customizable. So I'm going to choose this balanced, this high intelligence. This is Cloud. The model here is Cloud. This here. So you can also check out the cost here, the intelligence level. So you can see everything here. So this is the transcriber this high intelligence is using. It is using this transcriber, this Sonex. This is the latency is about 300 milliseconds. This is the cost here. There's the cost per minute. So you can check out everything here. You can compare all the model presets here and you can still customize it. It is not a static something that you cannot configure. This is something you can still configure however you like it. So if you don't like the Cloud Sonnet 4.6, you can change this to another model. So if you want to do that, you just click on this pencil icon here and you have the ability here to change the provider. So you have OpenAI here, you have Azure, you have Entropic, we have Entropic Vector, we have Minimax, Google. There are a lot here. You can go through everything to see the one that best suits your need. So you can play around with it. So for this, you can just leave it and try out the one that VAPI has already configured for you. For VAPI to configure it means that they've already tested it and it works very well. So you can test it out, and if you see it is not what you want or it consumes too much credit for you, you can actually play around and choose a cheaper model or a provider. So yeah, you can play around with that. So right now we're going to try the balance. Let's try out the balance and see how well it works for us. Now, if it doesn't work well for us, you can choose any of the other model presets we have here. So we're just going to choose the balance right now and just work with the balance. So the balance here, this is the transcriber is using. I can mention you can use any model you want here, and you can use any provider. There are a lot of providers here that you can also pick one to as well. You can choose the model to you can also choose the language you want. So the language I'm using here, we're using English. So just going to stick with English. I'm just going to leave this background noise out here because there's actually no noise here right now. So I'm just going to leave this the way it is. But in your case, if there is noise in your background, you can actually turn this on. This here is to filter out the background noise and just have the transcriber focus only on your voice. So I'm just going to leave that the way it is currently. So you can play around with this as well. Now we don't want to touch anything here. This is what VAPI has configured. So this is the voice tool. So here is the model. This model here is using GPT 4.1. I'm going to leave that the way it is because the latency is also low. And the cost is, I think it's more than the high intelligence. So let's compare the cost. Yeah, the cost is more than the high intelligence, but let's try out the balance to see how that works. It's something, and you can see the intelligence is just 19 while we have this as 36. So this looks like it's better, but I want to try out the balance before I go to the high intelligence. So we are working on this together. Now, okay, let me go back to the balance. This is the balance. Now we have Elliot. Elliot here is the voice. We can change the voice if we want. We have other options. We have different providers too as well. We can pick Capacia. We can pick XAI. We can pick DeepGround. I'm just going to stick with VAPI in this case. So I'm just going to leave that the way it is. Now, this one here is the first message. The first message is the exact message the assistant is going to speak when the call comes in. So I already have that set in my front. So I'm just going to copy and paste that here. Just go there and grab this. So our assistant is going to be called Peter. You can name your assistant whatever you want to name your assistant. That is totally fine. So Kika is our assistant. Now, this is the prompts. Like I mentioned, your prompts, you can have ChatGPT create your prompts for you. You can have Cloud create your prompts for you. You can have any of the models create your prompt for you. That is totally fine. I already have my prompts, so I'm just going to copy and paste the prompts here. So this is my prompts. Just copy everything here. And we're going to read the prompts together so we can see exactly what we have. So that is a long prompt. You can make your own long. That is literally when using your prompt, you have to test it over and over again. So you have to track it. You have to, when you finish with placing your prompt, you just test it, try to call the assistant and try to understand if it's actually doing what you want it to do. If it's not doing that, you can actually change the prompts however you like. So you just play around with it. You have ChatGPT, you have Cloud, you have Gemini, and those models are free. You can try to play around with it. So that's works. So now let's check out our prompts that we have here. So this is the prompts here. You can remove these, but I want that there. So this is the current date and time. We want the assistant to know the exact date and time. And in your own case, depending on your country or wherever you are, you can just replace this here to your time zone, and that will work well for you. So now it's just going to know the current date and time of your particular time zone. So that's what this current date and time is talking about. Remember, we want our assistant to be able to book calls for us, to be able to check availability. That's why we will need to keep the current date and time. Sometimes those models are very smart. They actually know the date and time that I was sharing it. But, the AI, they're not perfect. So we want consistency. That is the reason we're sharing the current date and time. And this you can find in VAPI documentations too as well. So just go to VAPI's documentation and you'll be able to see it there. Now we have our identity and purpose. So this is the identity of the assistant. This assistant is Peter. It's an appointment scheduling assistant that's for our company, which is Harmony Wellness Center. This is a fictional company. So a full service wellness center and a self-care studio. So we're just giving it an identity and a purpose. So it knows who he is or who it is. And it knows its exact purpose. That is why we're giving it the identity and purpose. So you just make sure you give your assistant an identity and a purpose so it actually understands what its purpose is. Now we gave it those some rules. These are the rules. You can give your assistant rules. We have our voice and persona. So we're just, although we've given it a voice here, giving it a voice here, but we're just giving it a personality. We're just telling it a voice, the way it should sound. The way it should sound. So if sounded is going to sound calm, warm, and welcoming. So these are the things you just play around with. And if you look at Riley here, Riley too has some of these things here. So you can just compare it. You can just compare it, add your own. Even the speech characteristics, we added that. And we added the tools. We have some tools that we wanted to call to as well. So I'm going to show you the tools. The tools are what we built in n8n to as well, the check availability and the book appointment. So those are the tools that we connected to. So I'm going to show you that, but before we go there, we haven't saved this yet. If we move out of here, it's going to clear up. So we gave it a tool. We told it a tool and how to use its tool. You don't have to go all complicated with these. You can just, it can be simple, but the more you give, the more prompts, the more you prompt this agent, the more they do better. So it's good practice that you prompt it and give it more information so it actually knows what to do and how to do it. So now we also have the book appointment. This is also one of the tools we created for this assistant. And this end call tool is for it to be able to end the call when the call is done or when the caller does not want to go on with the conversation. So that's why we gave you the end call tool. So always make sure you have the end call tool, because without the end call tool, the assistant is just going to keep talking, or it's just going to stay on the line with your caller. And even if some people might just forget they're actually talking to someone, and or maybe they just feel like, oh, maybe the assistant have ended the call. Meanwhile, the assistant is still on the call and your credits is the one actually going. So for this is the test account, and we only have 8.59 credits. So imagine you're paying for this or you're using the test account, and if you don't have the end call to, it's just going to stay on the call and the credit is going. So make sure you put the end call to, because without the end call to, it is not going to end the call, except the caller actually ends the call. So make sure you add that. So now we have our conversational flow. This conversation flow, we are telling it how to actually have this conversation with the caller. So this is an introduction, start with this first message. Then when they're done, then they will ask, okay, how would you like? Just the conversation. What would you like? Or things, how can I help you today? And also, this is the service. So you can also play around with these. The conversation, this conversational flow is just how you want the AI to actually have this conversation with your caller. That's what this basically means. So it's also going to ask for new or returning clients. So if they want to book an appointment, then it goes ahead to call our tool. So that's just basically what this is doing, just the conversational flow. And we have a response guideline, how they should respond. That is how they should, the guidelines to how they should respond, certain things they should do and what they should not do. That is what this response guideline is all about. And we have scenario handling. So scenario handling is how to handle the scenario, how to handle the entire conversation when the caller calls. So if it's their first time of calling, how it should handle the first time caller, how it should handle the caller that has been called, that's called before, or that has used our service before. So that's the guideline. That's what we talk about in scenario handling. So you can add that. These are not compulsory. These scenario handling, and they're not compulsory. But like I mentioned, the more you give the agent, the more it does better. So that is why I gave it. So we have our knowledge base. Now I added this knowledge base to the prompts because our knowledge base is not a lot. So we don't have a lot of knowledge base. We don't have a lot of context. Now let's assume you have a very large knowledge base. It is not good practice for you to add it in the system prompt. There are other ways which you can do this. So let me publish this and show you quickly how you can add your knowledge base. Now, to add your knowledge base, you first of all go and create your file. So first of all, let's go to the tool. Let's go to the tool. Let's create our files first of all. Go to resources. And this is where you click on files. Now we choose the file you want to add. So let's assume this is our file. Let's assume this is our file. You upload that. Now you have your file here. Now when you upload your file, then you go to your tool. You click on this create tool. We have this query tool here. And you click on the query tool. Now that file we uploaded, it's can be your knowledge base. That's where, if you have a large knowledge base, that is where you upload your file in that files in the file section. And when you've uploaded that, you come to the query tool. Now the query tool, you can name this search knowledge base, or you can just simply name it search. That is fine. Then you explain, you have to give a description of what this tool is to do. You give it a simple description like you use this tool to query the knowledge base. You can just put that here. Use this tool to create the knowledge base. That does something very simple. You don't need to put a large explanation or something like that. For the simple, the description, the better. So now you click on this add knowledge base here. Now this knowledge base now is where we're going to attach the file that we added in our file section. So you can name this so assuming you have a lot of knowledge base, let's say for FAQ or for just about your business or just knowledge about your past experiment or something, you can just name it. So let's assume this one is for FAQ. So we are going to be writing a description. That's what this is for, the FAQ. Now we're going to write a brief description about how this query tool is supposed to use this particular knowledge base that we are going to be attaching to it. So first we're going to say use this tool. It doesn't have to be a very big description. The more simple it is, the better. So you can just say use this tool to query for FAQs. So you can just ask an AI to actually make this better for you. So you just give the tool a better explanation on how to handle this. So you can pick your models, the models you want to use here. I really love the Gemini 2.5 Flash. It works very well. Now you can then attach the file that we uploaded here. So I'm just going to pick the file that we uploaded, and that is it. You can then click on save. If you have more knowledge base to add, you can just click on add knowledge base. And remember, to add another knowledge base, you have to add a file. That is very compulsory. Without the file, it is not going to work. So if I remove this, you see that I need at least one file ID. So I just have one here. And you can attach as many files as you want to for a single knowledge base. You can attach as many files as you want. So just make sure you have your files in the file. So just make sure you have it there, and you will see then everything here. You can click on everything, then attach it, then you click on see. So here we are not using that. We're just going to go back to our assistant. Now this is our assistant. So let's expand on this. So let's go to our knowledge base again. So you see that our knowledge base is just small. So we don't need to create a separate query tool for that. We don't want to do that. So just this is our knowledge base from to here. Is not a lot, or if you have a lot of knowledge that you need to share with the AI, just make sure it's in a file and just upload it. So it can be in any format, markdown, in a PDF, in a document, that you're going to have access to upload it there. But I think the best, what I found to work very well is markdown formats and just ordinary PDF. Those work very, very well. They work very well. So you can just try play around with it and see how it works. And if it's your knowledge base is as simple as I have here, then you can just paste it in the prompt here. Or if you don't want to paste it in the prompt, you don't want it to be a lot, you can just go to the file, put it in a file, and upload it. Simple. That's all you need to do. So we are done here. So the remaining thing here are just things I just added on my own. We can add more or less to your prompts. That's just depending on what you want to do. So now let's add our tools, the tools that we actually told the AI to use. Let's connect it to our assistant. Now to do that, we'll go to tools. Now I have a couple of tools already. We have the end call, we have the book appointment, and we have the check availability. So create this, all you need to do is click on the create tool and you click for the custom tool. Now we already have some predefined tools that VAPI has already created for us that we can use for check availability, which is a Google Calendar. We have that, so you can create events, you can check availability. All you need to do is just connect your Google Calendar with VAPI and you'll be able to do that. But in this case, I just want to show you how you can do it externally in case you have other calendars like cow.com, you have Calendly, other calendars, you can do it the way I'm showing now. So now to do that, all you need to do is click on the create a custom tool. And when you click on that, it's here. So you cannot name your tool. So you can see here, I named mine check availability tool. In your case, you can name it whatever you name it, but just make sure it is the same with the one you've given it in your prompts. So here, I'm just going to say check availability, and we can just give it a description availability. So yes, to check availability, availability, just as simple as that. And now, so when we want the AI to check availability for us, and in that case, we need a date and time. So that is what we are going to put in this parameter. So you just click on this add properties here. So you can just say date, time, and we're just going to leave it as a string. And here you can see the colors, prepared date and time, That's all we need to put here. It's as simple as that. And just make sure it is required so that the AI must always send this. If you don't put it as required, sometimes it sends it, and sometimes it does not, even if it has access to it. So I always put it as required. Whatever that is required for you, always make sure it is required here. And you just click on apply, and you have that. Now to get this server URL, now let's go to n8n. So I already have something like that built here, but I'm just going to show you how to build this. So let's open this in another folder, in another tab. Now click on this. It creates a workflow. Now we're going to pick webbook. What we need here is a webbook. Look for the webbook. So this is a webbook here. You pick on that. So now we are going to take our test URL, but I always love the production URL because if you pick the test URL, when you're about to turn this on, you'll have to come back to n8n to take the production URL because it will not work. But once you turn this on to publish, the test URL will no longer work. So I always love to go with the production URL and just start with it from the beginning. Now, the HTTP method here is the post requests. We use the post request, and we don't need to do anything here again. We are going to come back later to configure this, but for now, let's just pick this, then you go back to VAPI. So your server URL, you put it here, and that is it. Then once you remember, we took the production URL, and because we took that, we must turn this on, we must put it on publish, because if we don't do that, it's not going to work. So we just leave that there for now. Now we have done with this, we're done with this, and also now there's something you need to add. So in this space, in this response body, because we want to make sure it always receives the response back on anything, we are going to put here the response body is going to be result. This result is just the response that's n8n is going to send back to VAPI. So you just put it here, response results, just click on this, and we have that, and just make sure you save it. Now you already have your check availability. Now that's the same thing you're going to do for the book appointment. So now let's create the book appointment. So here's going to be our book appointment. So book appointment. So same, give it a description, use this to book appointment. So book appointment. This is a book appointment. So that's just what you need there. You don't need to do anything again. Then same thing, you're just going to set the parameters, the date and time, the name of the caller, the prepared date and time. So I already created this. So let me just go straight and show you the one I already created. So let me continue. Let me just leave that. So this is the one I already created. So this is book appointment. I say book a confirmed appointment after the caller. So this here, I just use AI to create the description, which you can also do as well. So for the properties, I added the dates. This date has the, I'm telling you to give me the appointment date and time. So let me correct this, the appointment date and time. So it doesn't just give me only the dates. Yeah, so appointment date and time, and just apply, and then make sure I see that. So here is the email of the caller, the phone number, and I made this required. And the phone number, the reason for calling, you can see this. So this is the reason for calling, the wellness service booked, e.g. Then I give it an example so it knows what it should extract. And it's also required. Now, our services they are included in different times. So it could be 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 45 minutes. So I want to know the duration they actually booked for, because this is important for our service. So we want to know the time they booked for. So that's the reason I put this, because we want that. And the caller's full name. So these are compulsory. And this is the server URL we used here. So this is the automation for that already. So I'm going to walk you through how this automation is built too as well. And this is the automation for the check availability. So we have this set up, and I also added the response body, which is results. And now, because we have our tools already configured, so let me go ahead and delete this. And you can also use this tool in other of your assistants. So this tool is not just for only one assistant. So if you have multiple assistants, you can just build the tools once and you can use it across all your assistants. That is the beautiful thing about this. So now we have this. Now let's go back to our assistant here. This is our assistant. Now to add those tools we just created, all we need to do is click on tools here, and we can attach our tools that we created. So this is the tool we created here. So we just click on this book appointment and we click on this. Now we have our tool. These are our tools. They are now attached here. So click on publish so that it knows that, okay, we've attached something. We're just updating what we just created. Now we have this set. So this is complete now. And this is our workflow. So this is our workflow here. So let me explain the workflow here. So this workbook here is for the VAPI to send the message for us to receive our our availability, the availability from our calendar. So we already have that here. So let me go back to our tools. So this is a check availability. Now this is our workbook URL here, and that's exactly what we have here. This is our workbook here. Now we use this to respond to webbook node. So now this respond to webbook node means that we are responding back to the VAPI with the results we got from our calendar. So we'll use this code node here to be able to configure the date and time we receive from VAPI. So this is the date and time we receive. So now we're going to test this again. This was the previous test done. We're going to test it again so you see exactly how this runs, and it's going to get our date and time for us. So now this is the date and time that VAPI sent to us from VAPI into n8n. So we use this code node to be able to extract the date and time. For some reason, because of these arguments that VAPI sends, it causes an error in VAPI in n8n. So that's why we are using these code nodes here to extract the date and time. So we'll be able to send it to our AI agent. Now this AI agent then is going to work with the date and time that is being sent from VAPI into n8n. So it's going to go to our calendar and check if we have an available date and time. If we do have an available date and time, it's going to send it to us and say, oh, Thursday at 10 a.m. is available. Would you like me to book that for you? So that's what it's going to send. But if there is no availability, it's going to go through this place and check for availability, and it's going to send the response back to us in VAPI, saying this book appointment here. So when we have gotten the preferred date and time, if it is available, then the assistant is then going to go ahead to then book the appointment in our calendar, and also updates the spreadsheet with the collapsed information. That is what we have here. So now let's go ahead and publish this and see exactly how this runs. So publish, here we go, also publish this too as well. So now let's go ahead and test our system from the dashboards. Let's go to our system. So let's see how well this works. If it doesn't work well, we can still prompt it. So you can talk to the assistant directly here, or you can chat with the assistant. If you don't have the strength to talk to the assistant, you can chat with it. But let's go ahead and talk to our assistant. So let's hear exactly how it talks. Wait.
Thank you for calling Harmony Wellness Center. This is Peter. How can I help you feel your best today?
Hi, Peter. This is Jennifer. I would like to book an appointment.
I'd love to help you with that, Jennifer. Which of our services are you interested in today?
I love something relaxing. I want something relaxing. That is what I want.
Thank you for sharing that, Jennifer. For relaxation, our Swedish massage or our signature facial are both wonderful options. Would you prefer a massage or a facial?
I prefer a facial.
Great choice. Do you have a practitioner you'd like to see, or should I find the first available for your facial?
I don't have a preferred one. Just find something available for me.
Thank you, Jennifer. Have you visited us before, or will this be your first time at Harmony?
This will be my first time.
We're so glad you're coming in for the first time, Jennifer. Is there a particular day or time of day that works best for your signature facial?
How about Friday, 12 p.m.?
Let me check our schedule for Friday at noon. One moment. Jennifer, it looks like Friday at noon is fully booked. Would another day that week work for you?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Jennifer. Since it's your first visit, may I have your full name?
Jennifer Ali.
Thank you, Jennifer. And a phone number we can reach you on?
07062877766.
Perfect. Lastly, may I have your email for your confirmation?
JenniferAli@gmail.com.
Thank you, Jennifer. Just to confirm, your email is jenniferali@gmail.com, spelled JenniferAli@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Wonderful. I'm booking that for you now. You're all set. A signature facial on Monday, July 20th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Please arrive 15 minutes early for your first visit to complete a short wellness intake form. And if possible, come with minimal or no makeup. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, thank you. That's all.
Take care, Jennifer, and we'll see you soon at Harmony Wellness Center.
Okay. So that went well, but I noticed that it actually booked an appointment for us without actually confirming with us if we want that Monday 20th at 10 a.m. So let's see exactly why it didn't find that specific time for us. Let's go back. So this here was our execution. So this here was our execution. Now let's check. Now let's check. So this was Thursday at 12 p.m. Let me check the conversation. I think I said Friday at 12 p.m. So it didn't send the correct time, or maybe it didn't. Okay, it actually triggered the check availability. So it's supposed to be Friday at 12 noon, and that did not check for us the correct time. So, so this is the time it sends. That is 17th. That's if it was today's date should be 14th, and that is so. Let me check my calendar to see exactly when. Okay, so let me see. Okay, Friday is the 17th. So for some reason, it didn't get the correct time. VAPI actually sends the right time. That is Friday at 12 noon. But our agent sends firstly for 12. So let's see why that actually happened. So, okay, so let's see. Okay, let me change some things here. You change some things here. Let's see. Okay. I think our prompt is okay, but our response is the one that is not okay. Let me take this result and go and fix something. This Thursday is actually very wrong. Well, let me unpin this data first and publish this again, because I think it's still working with the old data we had. But let me go back to our tools. Now, I'm glad we are all working on this together. So let me go back to our tools and fix this body. But this response body in result here is still result. So I'm not sure what. I have to look into this, but let's try this again. Let's see. Our appointment it always books. So I'm sure that's booked well. So that went well. Let's see. Looks like it didn't even call our appointments as well. So let me check. So let me show me here using the right workbook. Let me see. I need to be sure. Oh, it came sure. This is the last execution. Let me open this in the editor. Let me see what VAPI sends to us. Jennifer Ali, that is correct. My phone number, the signature facial, the first visit, the full name. Okay, VAPI sends this. The book appointment was completely correct. So that's correct. Let's check our calendar to see if it actually books the time for us in our calendar. So let's check our calendar. Let's go to calendar. It's open now. No. So let me check the dates of what we actually booked for us. Oh, that's on the 20th. Oh, that's the reason I'm not seeing it. So let's check the 20th directly. The 20th. Yeah. So it's actually booked the correct time for us. So here the signature for the officials, the first visit with Jennifer Ali. So this was okay. This was very well. Now let me also show you how we mapped this in n8n. So these are our start and end dates. This start and end date is what the code node passed for us. What the code node edited for us. That is what we are putting here in the start and end date. So the attendees is just the caller's email. That is what we have here. And the summary is just the reason for the call with the caller's name so that it's easy to identify in the calendar and so that both the client and the caller is able to know what actually the call is for. So we all have so many calls in our calendar. So this is helpful to identify what it is actually for. So yes, that is what that is for. Now let's check our spreadsheet to see if we have anything added to it. So we have the name, the phone number, the emails, the reason, and the duration. So it actually sends the email, the reason, the name, the phone number, and the duration. So 60 minutes, let's check. Let's refresh to see. We have it here. Okay, so this is it. So he added it, that is correct. That is correct. Now, the only it sent us back a response that the response we received when it said it has booked the appointment. But the only thing we didn't get correctly is the check availability. And for some reason, that didn't work well. So I would like to be very sure why that happened. So what I'm just going to do is just clear this execution onto this error here so I'm able to really understand what's going on. So we're going to call it again. We're going to call it again. So now, Any other execution after this, we know it is coming from our VAPI. So let's try that again. Oh, I think this time around, let's use the high intelligence model, the high intelligence model preset. Let's change this and let's publish. Let's see if it works better than the balance. Let's check.
Thank you for calling Harmony Wellness Center. This is Peter. How can I help you feel your best today?
Hi, Peter. This is Jane. So our entropic failed. That was not really intelligent for us. So I think we're just going to stick with our balance because we didn't experience this in balance. So let's just stick with our balance and just try that again. So you can test this, or you can add your own entropic model and use your own model. And to do that, you just go to the API keys and the integration and click on Find Cloud here. I think just look for Cloud, entropic. Just put this way, you can put your API keys so you can use your own accounts and it's going to charge you directly instead of using your credits. So you can do that as well. So now we're just going to stick with our balance because balance worked well for us. Now let's call that again.
Thank you for calling Harmony Wellness Center. This is Peter. How can I help you feel your best today?
Hi, Peter. This is Jane, and I would like to book an appointment. Can you tell me about your services?
Of course, Jane. We offer massage therapy, including Swedish, deep tissue, and prenatal, facials and skincare, acupuncture, yoga and Pilates, nutrition consultations, and sauna sessions. Are you interested in one of these areas, or would you like a recommendation based on what you're hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I'd like a recommendation.
Absolutely, Jane. Are you looking for relaxation, pain relief, skincare, movement, or something else from your session?
Pain relief.
Thank you for sharing that, Jane. Are you experiencing general muscle tension, a specific area of pain, or something like stress-related discomfort?
Muscle tension, like a general muscle tension.
Thank you for letting me know, Jane. For general muscle tension, I'd recommend either a Swedish massage for overall relaxation and gentle tension relief, or a deep tissue massage if you prefer firmer pressure to target deeper muscle nodes. Would you like to book a Swedish or a deep tissue massage?
I think I'll go for a deep tissue massage.
Great choice, Jane. Would you prefer a 60-minute or a 90-minute deep tissue massage?
I want something very thorough, so I'm going to go for the 90 minutes.
Perfect, Jane. Do you have a practitioner you like to see, or should I find the first available for you?
Find the first available one for me.
Thank you. Have you visited us before, or will this be your first time at Harmony?
This will be my first time.
We're so glad you're coming in for the first time, Jane. Is there a day or time of day that works best for your 90-minute deep tissue massage?
I want Monday next week at 1 p.m.
Let me check our schedule for next Monday at 1 in the afternoon. One moment. Jane, it looks like our next available slot on Monday is at 10 a.m. Would that work for you, or would you like to consider another day or time?
Oh, 10 a.m.
No problem at all, Jane. May I have your full name so I can book your first visit?
Jane, I'll just like to stick with Jane, please.
Thank you, Jane. And may I have a phone number we can reach you on?
Okay, my phone number is 88221155.
Thank you. Lastly, could I have your email address for your confirmation?
JaneMelissa@gmail.com.
Thank you, Jane. Just to confirm, is your email jane.melissa@gmail.com?
No, just JaneMelissa@gmail.com.
Thank you for clarifying, Jane. To make sure I have it right, is that spelled JaneMelissa altogether at gmail.com?
Yes, that's correct.
Wonderful. I'm booking that for you now. Jane, you're all set for a 90-minute deep tissue massage on Monday, July 20th at 10 a.m. Please arrive 15 minutes early for your first visit to complete a short wellness intake form, and try to avoid heavy meals right before your session. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Oh, no, that's fine. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Jane. Take care, and we'll see you soon at Harmony Wellness Center.
So that went well, but still having issues with our check availability. Okay, so there's an error here. Okay, the check availability. There was no actual error. Let me see. Let me see what that happens to. So check business. Still Thursday. Thursday is still sending the Thursday at 12 p.m., which is very wrong. Still sending Thursday at 12 p.m., which is very wrong. That is not exactly correct. Not correct. So I think this issue is from VAPI. This issue is from VAPI from our check availability. Let me see. It's from our check availability. It's sending the wrong time. We said Monday, and it's sending the wrong time. But for our book appointment, it's actually sending the correct time. Let's see. You can see for our book appointment, this is the 20th. They sent it the 20th at 10 a.m. like we asked for. And Jane Melissa, the number we sent, the 90 minutes, the deep tissue massage. So our book appointment is working greatly. But for some reason, our check availability is failing. And we need to figure that out because VAPI is not even sending the correct time. No, VAPI is actually sending that. This is the 20th, but it's sending 13. And we actually asked for 10 a.m. We asked for 10 a.m. So this is very wrong. This is very wrong. That is not correct. See, Monday at 2 p.m. And we said we requested for Monday at 2 p.m. Okay, it is correct. I think it is me that is having this issue. The anytime is working well. VAPI is sending the correct time, but VAPI is not receiving it correctly. Monday 2 p.m. is available. Would you like to book this appointment for it? Yeah, so the workflow is working perfectly, but VAPI is not receiving this correctly. And we need to figure out why VAPI is not receiving this correctly. Oh, okay. So let me change this. This might be where our issue is coming from. So let me replace this. This might be where our issue is coming from. So yeah, that might be where our issue is coming from. So let me check. Let's try that again. So I need to replace this variable with the result. So that's where our issue is coming from. So let's check that again. Look what I did the results. Yeah, so let me check this. So let's try our assistant again. Hopefully this time around doesn't give us any issue and it works quickly. So let's check that again.
Thank you for calling Harmony Wellness Center. This is Peter. How can I help you feel your best today?
Hi, Peter. I would like to book a deep tissue massage.
I'd love to help you with that. Do you have a practitioner you'd like to see, or would you prefer the first available?
The first available one.
Thank you. Have you visited us before, or will this be your first time at Harmony?
This will be my first time.
We're so glad you're coming in for the first time. Is there a day or time of day that works best for your deep tissue massage?
I'll prefer tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Let me check our schedule for tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon. One moment. We do have an opening for a deep tissue massage tomorrow at 1 p.m. Would you like me to reserve that slot for you?
Please reserve that slot for me.
Wonderful. Since it's your first visit, may I have your full name?
My full name is Jessica Emmanuel.
Thank you, Jessica. And a phone number we can reach you on.
122-11-5566.
Thank you. Lastly, could I have your email for your confirmation? I'll read it back to you before booking.
Jessica@gmail.com.
Thank you, Jessica. Just to confirm, is that JESSICA@gmail.com?
Yes, that is exactly it.
Wonderful. I'm booking that for you now.
Okay.
Sorry, a few more seconds. You're all set. Deep tissue massage on Wednesday, July 15th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Please arrive 15 minutes early for your first visit to complete a short wellness intake form. And try to avoid heavy meals right before your session. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, thank you. That's all.
Thank you for choosing Harmony Wellness Center, Jessica. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Okay, so you can see that works very well. And because we just fixed a simple thing. Now, because we forgot to actually set our variable here, and that is why we're having that issue. So we put a fixed variable here, and the time we actually sent to it was not what it was receiving back. So that's why it was saying that it was not available. But once we fixed it here, it's seeing what we wanted. Now that worked well. Our assistant worked well. The latency too was great. So in your own case, you can prompt the assistant however you want to prompt the assistant. So let's also check the calendar. It actually booked all those appointments for, I think it said tomorrow at. So this here, this one is not our appointment. So tomorrow it's the 15th, right? So let's check the 15th tomorrow. Yeah. So we have our deep tissue massage here. The first visit with Jessica Emmanuel. So you can see it actually booked our appointment for us by 2 p.m. That's from 2 to 3 p.m. This works greatly. It booked our appointment, it checked the availability, and it fixed us for our appointments, which is tomorrow. So it's so intelligent that we didn't even tell it the what tomorrow is. We didn't tell it, okay, tomorrow is the Wednesday. We didn't tell it that. We just said tomorrow by 2 p.m. And it went ahead to book the appointment for us. So the reason for that is because we actually added this date and time function here. So if you want your assistant to be able to get the correct time without asking your caller, okay, please be specific. Is the tomorrow by Thursday, or get confused, or let's say book tomorrow for next year or something like that, just make sure you always put the current date and time for the assistant and to be able to grab the exact date and time. So this one we just said tomorrow, and it knows that tomorrow is the 15th, and it was for the right time that we wanted. So this is it. Now, if you want to book if you want us to create exactly this for you, please, the link is in the description. So I am Neka, co-founder Orchestrix. Together with my co-founder, Fight, we build AI automation and web products for businesses, and we can help you build exactly this and much more. So just click on the link in the description, send us a message today, and let us book a 15 minutes consultation and help you build exactly this for your business. Now, thank you for watching. See you next time. And if you want more of this, please subscribe to our channel. We share this and more daily. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.